Hey, today I want to show you Sparkle 2, which is this amazing guitar plugin from Ujam, which allows you to add catchy electric rhythm guitar to your tracks in just a couple of clicks. So from funky clean to indie rock virtual guitarist, Sparkle 2 is your session specialist for chords, octaves, and single note electric guitar riffs. So this is really great for rhythm guitar and kind of background guitar that you want to add to your songs. It's kind of like having a session guitarist or a studio guitarist right inside of your DAW. So it comes with more than 30 styles and 350 different phrases. It also has 30 different stompbox emulations and 60 finisher effects modes. So that's basically just a group of different built-in effects chains that you can add to your tracks. So it's suitable for anything from Nile Rodgers-esque funk licks to driving and distorted indie sounds a la The Killers. And The Killers are one of my favorite bands of all time, so this is pretty exciting. And its frustration-free design means you're guaranteed to get results faster and easier than better than ever before. And I've definitely found that for myself as I've been using this. So if we hear it right here, we can see what this is doing right now. This is just a little track I made here as my 4-year-old son was singing randomly into the microphone. I decided to build a little track around this. So you got some chords here, and if we just play this, the guitar will start to play. So what it's doing here, you can see all the different controls you have. You have the pickups, you can control whether it's playing near the neck or near the bridge of the guitar. You have different character, you have fat, soft, bite, and twang. You can tune it. And you've also got these different stomp box effects. Right now it's an octafuzz. So you can see all these different types of stomp boxes. So I could add some warm drive instead. And then there's also a finisher effects knob here, which is turned off for this, but I could turn this on, and this adds a whole bunch of different effects. You can have more of an ambient style effects or more extreme effects here. And yet your amp settings here, so you can just have it be a direct guitar setting. You could have it be more clean or have a creamy, crunchier, crisp, or crunch style of sound. And then of course you can control how much of that you are adding into the sound with the drive knob here. It's got a little focus here, so this is kind of just adding some EQ presence, I believe, if you want. So just basically just if you want it to be brighter or darker, and you can also add some width. So now it's like a doubled guitar sound. So that's pretty cool. So that's kind of how you can control the sound. Of course, you could have it just be completely direct and completely dry. Turn off the stomp box. So you can see I can control the character there, and then listen to the pickup as well. So you can have the bridge makes it a little darker. So again, you can have it completely clean if you wanted. So you can add your own amps, your own pedals, and your own effects to the guitar. I kind of like these effects here. I'll add in a little bit of this. And so pretty nice. And then there's a lot of different patterns you can do. So you can have the player here go. And if I click keyboard here, it kind of tells you what's going on. So right now I'm having it do like a generic chord rhythm. But there's different rhythms you can do here. You can do quarter notes or long chords or offbeat and so on. So let's just mess around with this and have it play some different things. Here in the play mode up here, This is kind of if you want just to play single notes, and to do that you go to instrument here, which I'll cover in a second. But then everything through here on your keyboard, so C0 through, what is this? This is like B2. You are going to have different styles. So you gotta make sure your notes are at C3 and up if you want it to not be continually changing up the style that it's playing. So down here are the notes. These aren't actually any sounds. These are just controlling the pattern that the guitar is playing. And here are my actual notes that's playing. So let's try long chord 1 and 2 here. So let's just move this, and we could do something else. Let's do just an open chord here, and we could do something else. Let's do an offbeat. Let's do some muted 8th note strumming. So that would be up here. And I could even do like a build up. Let's do a build up open, which would be right about here. So we can hear different styles of it playing now. That's pretty cool. So maybe I wanted it to be quarter note or something all the way through. Or what if I want to go a half note, or 8th note rather, and I can do it completely muted or half muted. What if we went half muted? We can change the micro timing here. We can add more swing or make it a little tighter of a performance, or more loose, much more human. There's other stuff too. We can do like a picking slide if we wanted to. So maybe I will cut this here and add that in. So that's a pick slide. Could also have it be a slide down here. So you can see there's all kinds of different stuff you can do here, or you can just have it be on instrument mode and just straight up play what your notes are. Instrument mode, this mode works almost like a real guitar. It allows you to select notes on the fretboard on the right over here without instantly triggering a sound. Hold a chord and use the key switches on the left to control strumming, chord note picking, and articulation. So here you kind of need a actual like MIDI keyboard to actually kind of like play the guitar, which I do not have, unfortunately. I really need to get a MIDI keyboard. But I'll see if I can switch this up here again using the controls down here. So by default, the trigger mode is off, so you're not going to hear anything. Got a pick slide, upstroke, downstroke, and then here's like your picking section here. So maybe I want to move this up to C2. So you can hear it's just playing what the notes are here. So if I wanted just to play a certain pattern, all right, so by chopping up the pattern on here, this will change how these notes up here are played. So we can also have it auto strum from up here. So why don't we change some of this articulation? And then maybe I want to change this up. Maybe this I want to keep down here. And then this, I want to do a picking slide. And you can change if it's an upstroke or a downstroke that's playing. So we'll try that out in a second. So that's that slide. Upstroke going on here. So I could stop what the guitar is playing with these notes here. I can either stop with an upstroke or a downstroke. And if that wasn't enough, we can actually draw in the MIDI if we want. So not when we're doing the instrument here, but if we're doing the player section and it's playing different notes, different styles, we can also drag in the MIDI. So every time one of these chords plays, I just need to make sure to hit this little button here to drag in that MIDI. All right, so now we got our pattern here, and we can see what this is now doing. So if we pull up our Sparkle here, and we put it on instrument, you can see how it's automatically changing up the different articulations. So before we were doing that manually, but you can see when you do the player and you drag in the MIDI, it changes up the articulations for you like you're playing the guitar. Then you have the actual notes that are being played here across these chords. So we could still change up the notes if we wanted to. But obviously we like it better here. So it kind of helps teach you how to use the tool itself. So as you can see, there's just tons of possibilities with this. It's very flexible and it can create really awesome sounding guitars for your tracks. And so if we look at some of these presets up here, so we're in the pop here, but we could go more rock if we wanted to. Pretty extreme there. Let's go electronic. There's even pads. Obviously not really sound like a guitar there, so let's look at funk now. So obviously this would sound a little bit more funky with a more funk pattern. So what if I pulled this up now and we check that out? Let's just choose a style here, and then let's go funk. Pretty cool and very flexible. So if you want to check this out for yourself, you can actually try it for free for 30 days. Just go to my link, which is orpheusaudioacademy.com/sparkle. I'll have a link to that in the description below. And by the way, if you do decide to grab this for yourself, you can actually get 20% off when you use my code OAA at checkout. By the way, if you want to see a review/tutorial of one of my other favorite guitar plugins, just click the video on the screen right now. Otherwise, let me know what you think of this in the comments section below. Have an awesome day and keep creating.